Hey guys, we're in the newsroom. We love having our friends from the Wildlife World Zoo join us. It is always a great time to get out and see the animals or go to the aquarium, especially because it's still pretty hot out there. Christy Markham is joining us, and we have a TV debut today. Yes. This is very exciting. Da-da-da-da.
This is Seabiscuit, and Seabiscuit is one of our seahorses at Wildlife World that you can see over in our aquarium. And seahorses are so much fun. They're such a fascinating creature. One thing that makes them so fascinating is that the males actually give birth to the babies.
That is so interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the female actually implants the eggs into the male's pouch. He has a pouch just like a kangaroo would, and that's where the eggs are going to develop. And about 3 weeks after they're implanted, they hatch, and then anywhere from 5 up towards a couple hundred. They can have up to 1,500, although that's very rare with most species, are going to hatch, and then the little fries are off on their own.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay, so do they stay in that pouch for a good length of time?
They do. It's going to take anywhere from 3 weeks to 5 weeks for those eggs to hatch. And when they're born, they look like little mini adults, and they're the size of a jelly bean.
Whoa. So Seabiscuit has a very kind of handsome profile. Do we know if Seabiscuit is with child or thousands of children right now?
So I don't believe he's with child. It's usually pretty easy to tell. That pouch starts to stick out really far.
Oh, really?
Not to say that he couldn't be with children. However, we don't think he is right now. A lot of people don't realize that seahorses are actually fish.
They are.
They are. And unlike most other fish, these guys have bones. They have a little vertebrae, and instead of ribs, they have little rings of bone. And for that reason, a lot of marine animals don't like to eat them because they're so bony. Their biggest predators are going to be crabs and rays.
Okay, wow, it's very unique qualities for the seahorse. So is a seahorse something that you would have at in a home aquarium, or not really?
So you would have to be a very experienced aquarist to be able to house a seahorse. I mean, they're very sensitive little creatures. They're vulnerable, and that's due to a lot of pollution, but also because of overharvesting. They are used for traditional Chinese medicine, and up to 150 million seahorses are collected a year for that.
Oh, you're kidding.
So they're really trying to put forward a lot of conservation efforts to help preserve these little guys.
Wow, it is really interesting to look at. I mean, the body shape is so unique, but you definitely see where they get the name from, right?
Absolutely. With that unique face they have, you can see the seahorse is hanging on with its tail and hanging out pretty motionless, and that's how they're going to survive in the wild. They're going to blend in, and that's going to help protect them from predators, and it's also going to help hide them from prey.
Do they like to socialize? This guy's alone right now. You think he's sad about it? He looks like he's in deep thought.
Yeah. So a lot of times they'll hang out in pairs. We have many seahorses at Wildlife World, and it's a lot of fun. They do have a prehensile tail that he's hanging on with, and when they cruise at really low speeds. Their little fins can actually vibrate 35 times a second.
That's really interesting. Little guy. There's a lot of information packed in that small little body. Christy, thank you so much for bringing Seabiscuit by for his big debut. Wildlife World Zoo and Aquarium open 7 days a week.
Every single day of the year.
Okay, we'll see you soon, Christy. Thank you. Gina?